We're on the north coast of Gran Canaria, an island in the middle of the Atlantic. I want to go through the centre of the island, the south coast. It's going to be quite an adventure, but I'll tell you more on the way. For this 92-kilometre voyage across the island, I'd be passing through forests, mountains and deserts. I had everything I needed on my back, so set off from the north coast, determined to reach the south within 3 days. This would definitely not be easy. My already heavy backpack would soon become heavier as I stopped for last-minute supplies. This journey was a dream I'd had in mind for 2 years, something that had existed purely in thought until this point when I actually reached the start of the trail and took my first few tenuous steps. It's about 5 p.m. now. We've got a couple of hours until sunset, then maybe another hour. I want to get to the forest where we can pitch camp for the night. Excited to be finally realising a dream, I began the first ascent from sea level up to 1,000 metres. My frequent talking to the camera helped hide a nervousness about later camping alone in the wild. And I've packed good down to about 5 degrees, so will be interesting whether I stay warm. I'm hoping it doesn't go lower than 10, but I guess we'll see. Mountains rose in all directions, and I headed inland along a marked hiking route. After an hour, I was well above the surrounding villages and roads. From this magnificent vantage point, I surveyed the land like a general preparing for battle. What can I say? I won't say anything. You can see for yourself. Barry's leaving as well. 2 years ago, I did the first part of this hike up into the forest and to the first town. I was so disappointed that I had to go back because I didn't have any equipment with me to stay the night. And I'm just really happy that I'm finally here to do the whole 92-kilometre hike across the whole island. Oh, snack time. My first pit stop was for a sugar-free snack, one of the 4 that would keep me company for the entire trip. Bakewell tart, carrot cake, blueberry muffin, and the one I just ate, delicious, lemon drizzle. But the sun was setting, so I didn't pause for long. The mountains loomed overhead, and I realised that it would be a good few hours before I reached the forest that would be my camp for the night. Tamadaba is what they call a natural park, an area of specific beauty which we're going to witness very soon. The sun's now departed for the evening, but we are going to continue into the night. Normally, no rivers flow in the Canary Islands, but with recent rainfall, I passed several streams. Head torch time. We need to climb another 400 metres before we get to our destination for today. And this, I think, is where it's going to start getting really quite steep. I wasn't used to carrying heavy backpacks. I was taking frequent breaks, but it didn't matter. There was no hurry, at least not yet. We're going to lighten the load with this cerveza sin. Cheers. I celebrated the start of what I hoped would be an epic journey. And we're going to enjoy some cooked sweet corn before the main meal, which you'll see later. The switchbacks on this part of the trail seemed endless. My legs were growing tired. Pine tree. Finally. It's 9 o'clock and I found this spot. It's pretty flat here, so I'm going to set up my tent and then it's time for dinner. Wrong one. I am so tired. I decided to skip dinner, but we are 976 meters above sea level, and tomorrow we're going to head on even higher. Good night. Today we're hiking up to Artanara, 10 kilometers away, and from that point onwards it gets to the high part of the trail up to 1,700 meters. I wanted to reach the south coast by the end of day 3, but with 82 kilometers left, I had doubts about whether my goal was possible. I can't describe how peaceful it is to wake up in the forest like this. All I can hear is just the birds. This trail that we're on right now is called the GR131. It's part of a network of trails that goes across many of the Canary Islands, like Gran Canaria, which we're on right now, Tenerife, Lanzarote, Fuerteventura, also some of the other smaller islands. Don't ask me what their names are. I walked through the forest passing streams, but no people. Even the official camping area, where I stopped to eat porridge, was deserted. Time to drop the kids off at the pool. Then my trail joined another, and I finally saw some other humans. This group was in a hurry, and they had a lot of friends following them. Then I realised this was a race, and I was in the middle of it. I just spoke to one of these runners about what they're doing, and they're running 130 kilometres in less than 30 hours. I'm doing 92 kilometres in 3 days, so just incredible really. These heroes would be on the south coast by 6 the next morning. There was no reason that I couldn't do the same by the end of the next day. I felt more confident than ever in my goal. Got some ingredients and made myself a delicious brie and tomato sandwich. The route became steep and my restocked backpack felt very heavy. Onwards and upwards. Every time I think to complain of something, I just think these guys have a lot further to go. Later, I'd be asleep while others carried on into the night, or so I thought. I reached the journey's high point of 1,715 meters and assumed the hardest part was behind me. That was a really tough climb, but yeah, should be easy going from now on. In fact, there'd be other difficulties that I hadn't even imagined. Hello. Well, I guess this is why they call them cloud forests. Snack time. Yesterday you saw me destroy that lemon drizzle bar, now we're down to the remaining 3. Will it be blueberry muffin, bakewell tart or carrot cake? Make your choice now. Bakewell tart it is then. Good choice, my friend. These landscapes were perfect camping spots. But it wasn't yet dark, so I continued. So this is one of those recreation areas, like we saw this morning, but I believe because it's Saturday night, there's actually people here. And yeah, I don't think for me there'd be any chance of getting sleep. I had solitude in mind, so carried on, something I'd later regret. I joined the racers again. Head torches lit the downhill route, an 800 vertical metre descent to the next town. I'd easily find a camping spot on the way, I thought. If you see this ground, it's like we're walking over the side of a volcano. No chance of setting a tempo here at all. I was swept away with the racers. I grew grumpy, feeling like I was in a current that was out of my control. I resigned myself to walking all the way to town where there'd surely be flatter terrain. Hours passed in monotony and darkness. Finally got the tent pitched in a less than ideal spot really, just outside of this town in a little woodland area. I'm on a bit of a slope and there's a lot of rocks that I had to move out of the way, but hopefully should be alright for one night. Today I hiked 38 kilometers and we're over halfway across Gran Canaria now, which means that tomorrow we've got a great chance of getting to Maspalomas, sand dunes, deserts, beaches and the sea. About 45 kilometers to go, so I'll have my work cut out for tomorrow, but looking forward to it. Good night. Hiking poles knocked continuously nearby. I was anxious, but knew that by morning these sounds would be gone. Finally, my mind let me drift off to sleep. Good morning. Today I really want to do the rest of this hike, which is 45 kilometers down to the south coast where there's going to be deserts, beaches and obviously the sea. It sounds like an insane distance to do, but I'm just going to take it a bit at a time and I'm going to try to go as lightweight as possible with my backpack. After packing away, I marched past the nearby town. No time for sightseeing. When I get to the top of this, I'm going to have breakfast. I'm just imagining my breakfast in my mind, in the bowl. It's going to be delicious. I'll be up there in no time. Porridge with banana and Brazil nuts. Am I even on the right path? And no, I'm not. Got to go all the way down again. I missed that. I missed that. We're going to go 1,000 meters down vertically to a town called Ayagores. I hurried through stunning landscapes without time to appreciate them, let alone capture them on camera. My body was near its limit. I stopped to stretch and encourage it onwards. It's like, oh, after that backpack being on my shoulders for so long, it feels so good. I ran out of water just outside the next town where I prayed I could resupply. At a small bar, I found what I needed. I'd be asking for their help again very soon. I've got a couple of oranges as well. I think I'm just going to eat these oranges and carry on to the next town, because I do want to buy some supplies for dinner time as well. There's got to be another town on the way. Fingers crossed. We've already seen the demise of Bakewell tart and lemon drizzle, so will it be carrot cake or blueberry muffin? Blueberry muffin, good choice. Very good choice. Just beyond the dam of a nearby reservoir, a sign forbid continuing in the rain. With only a few clouds in the sky, I carried on. Dusty, dusty. Over there, the clouds are looking quite dark. I'm going to keep going, but I'm a bit worried about that. I felt one or two raindrops. Images of my route becoming flooded filled my head. Loaded with a 12-kilogram backpack, I broke into a run. I was just like one of the athletic racers I'd met yesterday, I thought. Within 10 seconds, my foot caught on a rock and I stumbled. The weight on my back sent me to the hard ground. Fuck. I fell over and fucked my knee. Fucked my hand. I think I fucked my elbow as well. Jesus. I'm gonna have to walk back to that town and, don't know, get a taxi or see if there's a doctor. Because I've really fucked my hand here. I'm going to turn the camera off. I'm going to wash this up. I'm going to try to hitchhike back to town. Fuck. I'm back. What a time I've had. I'm just so thankful that things have worked out and that I'm back here. I mean, after that happened, I walked all the way back to town. I went to the bar, they ordered me a taxi, which never turned up. They went out of their way to give me a lift in their own car down to Maspalomas. It would have been so easy just to say I'm done at that point, but I wanted to do the whole 92 kilometers, wanted to complete the walk, to do what I came to do originally, to properly finish this thing. Today we're taking it easy, we're going through this scenery, we're going to enjoy ourselves, we're going to take our time, and we're just going to have an amazing finish to this hike down to Maspalomas, to the sea, to the sand dunes and to the beach. What I'm super interested to find out now is whether the tent, sleeping mat and sleeping bag that I left on the side of the road are still there. I think I've seen it. We have a tent. I haven't missed carrying around all this weight for the last few days though. It felt heavy on my back again, but I didn't mind because today I'd take as many breaks as I needed. It's 8:30 in the morning and we've got about 20 kilometers to go to Maspalomas. We're about 400 meters above sea level now, obviously going down to zero, so it should be a nice downhill hike. And we're going to be going across here, down that valley over there. The route descended into a dry river valley. Gone were the flags that had marked the path over the last few days, so I followed my GPS carefully. Soon, debris from a previous storm covered the way, and there was no obvious route forward. I dropped my pack, checked my map, scanned the landscape, and strategized the best way to go. I'm either going to go down to my right or to my left and follow that valley down. Oh, they brought too many pipes. Anything in there? Nice doggy. Hello. Eventually I rejoined the path, which then turned into a gravel road leading to Maspalomas. Maspalomas, here we come, baby. Oh, I almost forgot, snack time. We've seen the demise of lemon drizzle, bakewell tart and blueberry muffin, so now it's time for carrot cake. Oh no! We've made it 92 kilometers from the north to south coast of Gran Canaria. It's been an epic trip. I feel like I can't carry this bag anymore. My toes are about to fall off, but it doesn't matter. We've made it to the sand dunes. Oh, much better. By the way, this is the first of 25 videos in 25 different locations in 25 weeks. I'll tell you more in the next video, but in each one I'm going to get myself well out of my comfort zone. Let's head to the sea. Thank you so much for joining me. Let me know what you thought, leave a comment, and I'll see you in the next one.